Let's fit together, we can sail to the night.
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to another Ray White Canberra live stream auction. Our first for this afternoon, 3 o'clock, brings us to number 5 Coxen Street in Hughes, and what a delightful opportunity this is. My name is Alec Brown, but of course, Nikki Simon, our selling agent. You've been quite familiar with her company over the past few weeks, showcasing this spectacular opportunity for you, and it's on her behalf, as well as the entire Ray White team, that I first of all thank our owner for the immaculate presentation that we find the home in. It's great to have you all tuning in via the live stream, and to the interested buyers amongst you on the phone, we do wish you the very best with your bidding. Now, I know Nikki, right throughout the entire campaign, has provided you not just with the encouragement about what the property has to offer, but of course our contract. It's the centrepiece for today's proceedings. It's a fairly standard ACT Law Society document which legally identifies the unexpired term of the lease for Unit 2 in Unit Plan 2567, Block 8, Section 46, in the division of Hughes. The prescribed terms within, they're exactly as you'd expect. It's a cash and unconditional sale. There are no listed restrictions on the transfer of the title. We're offering the property vacant possession, with there being no changes made to the well-documented list of inclusions. Now, GST is of course not applicable to the price you pay. Settlement, that's going to occur within 45 days from today's date, and a standard 10% deposit is required to secure your purchase. Now, that said, if you've amended any of these details with Nikki in advance, you bid with absolute confidence on that basis. Underpinning today's proceedings are of course the ACT terms and conditions of auction. They've been widely distributed right throughout the entire campaign. However, I will highlight a few pertinent points just so that we're all on the same terms. I am the only one authorised to place any kind of bid or offer on behalf of the seller. If compelled to do so, I'll clearly announce that as a vendor bid. I can do this just once and only at a level below the reserve price. Your participation by way of bidding, well, of course, you would have had to have registered first. We've got you on the phone, and I will note that all registered paperwork and authorities to bid on your behalf have been cited and approved. Now, of course, in the event of a dispute or discrepancy, my role will be to adjudicate. I'll be the sole arbiter, and my decision will be final. Though, of course, I can't see this being the case. I can decide the amount or the increment, as well as choose to accept any bid on behalf of our seller. Now, look, most importantly, subject to the reserve price of our property, at the successful sound of the gavel striking and the very clear announcement of the property being sold, the obligation to the fortuitous purchaser amongst you will be to immediately complete the contract as well as pay the nominated deposit. No further bids, no late offers can be considered, however, once the sale's been declared. So to ensure your success, I do recommend that you bid. Then, of course, make sure you're my highest bidder, and if above that reserve price, you will be the buyer. The balance of any other terms or conditions I take as being read and understood. Well, if you're tuning in and haven't had the opportunity of seeing this property, I can tell you, just even from this front image, everything here is exactly as you would expect. It is comfortable right throughout this wonderful duplex property, and of course, right in the heart of the Woden Valley. In fact, on the fringe of the inner south practically, getting yourself into the city or around the lake in a matter of minutes. But Hughes, the popularity of the suburb, it certainly rings true with a property like this. 520 square metres is your own individual allotment here with 163 square metres of comfortable, renovated, updated interiors. Those gorgeous hardwood floors that seem to float all the way through the property, carrying you through the multiple living spaces. Of course, towards the rear, you have that expansive deck that wraps its way around the covered entertaining, or of course, the privacy of the backyard. Renovated kitchen, updated bathroom and ensuite, plus of course 4 bedrooms of accommodation spread out across the 2 levels. It really does have it all, but with the advantage, as I say, of the location as well. A simple stroll to the HUGHES shops, the school nearby, Westfield, Woden, or just into the inner south in a matter of moments. So bidders, buyers, I won't delay. I'll call for your interest, your opening bids. Who'd like to start us off?
700.
And straight out of the gate, we've bidder number 1 at $700,000 well bid. And I thank you for the opening offer. I wish you well in your purchasing endeavours. And there we go, $700,000 the bid, maybe $725 on the rise. What do we think, buyers?
725.
725 with bidder number 3. And I welcome you in now to the fray at 725 the call. 735. It's a smaller bid. I would have thought 750. Did we go in the 10 at 735? I look to maybe go to $750,000. Can I say $750,000? Is it out there? Bidder number 1 is in front at $735,000. Can I see the increase? Just 15 more rounds us off to that $750,000. When you'll get everything on offer, you know it's worth that and a lot more. Do we say 750? 750 with bidder number 2. 3 in the race now, and I wish you well as well at 750. It's $750,000 now. 750 the bid. Maybe we go to 775 on the rise. What do we think? At $750,000. 3 in the running with a couple extra hanging on the sides.
760.
760. Bidder number 3 pops up another 10. We move in 10s if that's where your comfort is at 760. Do I say 770 or something stronger? You tell me. It's up to you. Your turn, your decision. At $760,000, bidder number...
780.
780. Well played. Bid number 2. A good strong move there at $780,000. By that logic, maybe we square things off at 800 as the next step. A 5, oh look, I prefer a 10. Rob, have a quick chat. I think it's worth that and a lot more. $780,000 is my bid.
790.
790 with bidder number 3. At $790,000, we look for that even level playing field of $800,000 as our next bid, our next increment. What do we think? But $790,000 in front with bidder number 3. 800, 800, bidder number 2. Bidder number 2 and back in front at 800 and working well for it. At $800,000, immediate lifestyle opportunity. The comfort, the quality of everything on offer here. And of course that prime location as well. $800,000 neat. Surely we'd see 810 on the move.
Can we do another 5?
Well look, I'm happy to go in 5s from this point here. With bidder number 3, it's at 805. Perhaps the stronger move is to keep going in those 10s if you'd like, but 805 has it. Only by the finest of margins. At $805,000, do we welcome you back in for maybe $815? What do we think? $805,000, current bid, current offer at $805. I won't delay, I'll call it around, going once at $805,000. Second time of calling it only $805 with everything here, including the chicken coop out in the back. Just imagine the lifestyle that you'll buy here.
815.
815, well bid. Bid number 2, taking the recommendation and running with it at $815,000. 815,000, bid number 2 and back in front. Do we look for another 5 for bid number 3? What do we think? At 815,000, current bid, current offer, 815 is the call.
820.
820, welcome back with bidder number 3 at 820. Bidder number 2, do we perhaps pop another 10 more on top? Just give yourself that little bit of extra distance to the other competitive interests that we have in the home right now. At $820,000, bidder number 3 in front. Calling it away?
825.
825, we break it down, we're back into the 5s. Bid number 2 in front at 825 the call. At $825,000, we say 830. Just one more go. It could be the best money you've spent here for such a wonderful proposition. At $825,000, any further advances, I call it once at 825. Can I say 830 on your behalf? Or go something stronger?
Would you try another 1, Alec?
826, geez, I tell you what, it's cutting it fine, but I'm happy. Look, I prefer the 5. Can you give me the 830,000?
So he's...
Think of everything on offer here. The lifestyle, the amenities, the gorgeous updates right throughout, those hardwood floors, the plantation shutters, and that gas fireplace on a winter's night. You can just imagine the entertainment you can have here at $825,000. Kane, how are we looking? I would have thought another 5, surely. Can we go there? 825,000.
828.
828 would be number 2. Okay, we're going to go in those increments then at $828,000. Happy if it's something a little bit stronger than the singles at this point, but at $828,000 is the call. 828 the money, we say 830. I call it away at $828,000, first call. I go then twice at $828,000, third, final call at 828. Are you certain? Are you positive? Is there anything further to go? You can see Kane just needs a quick moment for a quick chat right now at $828,000. All on the phone, all interested here for what is a slice of absolute Woden Valley paradise here at $828,000. Bid's been currently held by bidder number 2 at $828,000. Just seeking some instructions now. In that moment, I give you the pause to contemplate everything that is here, everything that is in front of you, the quality neighbourhood, the wonderful surrounds, and of course, the beautiful interiors and exteriors that we have here, the privacy of those mature garden landscapes, the hedging that's there, the upstairs extra accommodation, but of course, on the ground floor, not only is the multiple living spaces, but of course that large master bedroom with the ensuite as well. It's all here at $828,000. If you're just joining us, we're mid-auction for number 5 Coxen Street in Hughes. Quality duplex property. It's got those wonderful hallmarks of a yesteryear, but all the contemporary conveniences that come with it at $828,000. Need to know moment, Kane?
830.
830 and bidder number 3, I'd welcome you back in. At 830,000, bidder number 2, maybe you just go up with that extra 5. What do we say? 830,000 against Harry right now. At 830,000 is our bid. Any advances now?
831.
831. Oh, geez, you can't go something a little bit stronger, Harry. Have a good chat. Give the recommendation. 831,000 is our bid. I'd go something a little bit heavier though if you want to break the deadlock now at 831.
Number 1.
832 would be number 3. 832. Happy to keep moving in those singles, but I can tell you it'll cost you in the long run. Just stretch the legs now, pay that little bit more to edge out your competition and secure the lifestyle. At $832,000, bidder number 3 in front against bidder number 2 and all other parties. Need to know as we call it through for the first time at 832, bidder number 3 in front. Second call.
835.
835, and that's how you do it. Taking the suggestion well and running with it at 835,000. Bidder number 2 and back in front at 835. Lifestyle, all hanging in the balance here at $835,000. Think about it, but don't think too long. I call it once.
840.
840, that's how you do it. Bidder number 3 and back in front, flexing the bidding muscles well at $840,000 is the call. At 840, Nikki, how are we looking there for instructions at $840,000? Wonderful property, wonderful neighbourhood at 840.
841.
841, bid number 2, persistent, might be paying off indeed at $841,000. Can I say 845 perhaps?
Yes.
He's going in.
And indeed the instructions are perfectly clear. It's on the market and sells for the want of another bid at $841,000. That is the current level of interest. We go that little bit extra, knowing full well this is the moment to decide.
842 and a half.
842 a half the call. At 842 a half, the tussle between 2 bidders. Only one property though, unfortunately. At 842, 500. Any advances now?
845.
845. Well bid at $845,000. Bidder number 2 and back in front at 845. 850 could be that magic number. What do we think from here? But $845,000 on the market and selling.
846.
846, bidder number 3 back in for just that single at 846. 846 the call. On the market and selling. Nothing to do. Move in, secure the dream, secure the lifestyle at $846,000. I give bid number 2 that quick moment.
47.
47 the call at 847. 847 against. Bidder number 2 holds it right now. Bidder number 3, it is against you. I'd love to sell it to both of you, but unfortunately we only have this one stunning proposition at $846,000. Can I suggest 850?
850 up.
850, well bid, bid number 3, that's how you do it at 8.5 the call. At $850,000, any advances now? $850,000. It's a big decision to make. I can appreciate that. I give you a quick moment of contemplation, of consideration, but I urge you now is not the time for hesitation. Need to know what your biggest, your best offer is to make it yours here and now. Number 5, Coxen Street in Hughes. We sell it away for the first time.
850, 500.
850 and a half. We're down to the decimals we go, and that's the smallest increment I take at $850,500. And you'd hate to miss out for that pesky 500 in change. And it's the change here that we offer, the change of lifestyle, the change of outlook, the change of an absolute eternity of enjoyment at 850 and a half. Anything left? Do we just go for that knockout blow, something a little bit strong just to edge out your competition at $850,500 going first time?
Another $500, Alex.
851
We're going between two.
at 851. I give you that quick moment of contemplation. The pause for thought. 851,000.
Another 500.
851 and a half at 851,500. And good property is always hard fought for, folks. You can see the value in it here. You can see the confidence in the Canberra market. Why wouldn't you be confident with a proposition like this? What do we think?
852 and a half.
852 and a half. 852 and a half is the call. I dare say the 500s aren't working. It will cost you more money in the long run.
We're in front at the moment, but yeah, just have a bit of.
Go that little bit stronger now to make it yours at 852, 500. It's a big decision to make. I can appreciate that. But what are we talking here? 10, 20, maybe 30 years of absolute enjoyment at 852, 500. Bidder number 3 in front against bidder number 2 and against our other registered parties at 852, 500. Calling it through for the first time. Second time,
53.
53. Back in front with bid number 2 at 853. 855 could be that psychological position to end your search. It is worth that. Let me assure you. 853,000. Just 10,000. It could be that little bit extra. Kane, I know you're going
55.
55 in number 3, taking the suggestion and running with it. And it could be a runaway sale here and now at $855,000. I thank you for the bid. I wish you well in your purchasing endeavours. I call it then once at 855. Second time at 855, and I want to make sure you're absolutely certain, you're absolutely sure. Understood, Nikki? You're just needing that one extra moment of consideration, and certainly bidder number 3, I would extend the same courtesy to you that's needed at 860. Wow, good bid at 860,000, bidder number 2. Taking the gauntlet and running with it at $860,000. 860 is the call. Do we go that little bit extra? Nikki, I give you that moment of contemplation. You have that quick chat with our bidders right now. It's a huge decision to make. I appreciate your patience at $860,000. Might be the bid that's ordered. We'll soon see on the count of 3. And we just wait for Nikki's instructions clear and fair now, giving all parties the equal opportunity for such a coveted position here at $860,000. Is there any advances to go, or does bidder number 2 walk away with it at $860? Nikki, need to know, not to put the pressure on, but geez, I tell you, another 10 years, you'll look back on this moment and wish you'd bought 2 at $860,000. Unfortunately, we've only got the 1 to sell at $860. Any further advances? First time at $860.
861.
861, and bidder number 3 and back in front. Well bid at $861,000. Against bidder number 2 now. Again, I give you all this quick moment to contemplate everything in front of you. Your next move, your next position. Because it's all worth it and a lot more. At $861,000, do we go back in for one more? What do we think? At $861,000?
65.
65 in number 2. 865. Well bid. Taking it to the absolute extreme now at $865. When you look at everything here, the quality contemporary finishes, the excellent renovations. Are we sure? At $865,000, is there any advances now at $865? We call it away then, and it will be selling, it will be sold at $865 for the want of another bid. Are we certain? Are we sure? Going for the first time. Second time, and this is it. Are we certain? Kane, I do thank you. Bidder number 3, I do appreciate your interest. third and final time to be sold. It is going. It is going. It is. Sold there to bidder number 2. Congratulations. Very well thought and very well thought. Commiserations to our underbidders. Nikki Simon, our selling agent. She is going to do her absolute best to try and find you another opportunity in this excellent market that we're having at the moment. If you've got any questions at all, be it about the property or any one of our auctions, please reach out to any one of the Ray White team members. We're always happy to help. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you at 4 o'clock for the next auction. Have a good afternoon.